Well, welcome back. Now I'm going to be painting Hershey's eyes. I had shown you in my previous video of drawing in the oil wash of Hershey, and in that I was pretty detailed with his eyes. That oil wash is dry. I've painted his body and his face. Now I'm going to do his eyes. So first I come back with, this is my mud plus liquid, and I want to go ahead and paint in his pupils. And I'm careful to follow my sketch. You can see the catch light there, and I'll actually paint over that, and then I'll have to come back in and put it in. But I paint the pupils first, then I come back. His eyes are a golden, a little greenish gold. He looks a lot like my Molly. Eyes are the same color and everything. And up under the upper part of his eye, and I don't have that quite dark enough, I need to add a little bit of mud to that. It's in shadow from his lid. So we want this upper part of his iris. The iris is the colored part of the eye. The pupil is the center dark part. The cornea is the clear part that covers over the eye, and the cornea is curved, and so that's why we get the catch light, and I'll explain that as we get to that. But let's paint his iris first, and so this, you want this a little bit darker. Still may not have that quite dark enough. I want that to be in shadow. This is a mixture of my mud, which is 2 parts ultramarine blue and 1 part alizarin crimson. I've added cadmium yellow medium to that. I've added a little bit of cadmium orange and just a touch of phthalo blue, just to give it a little greenish hint of greenish. It's really not, it doesn't look green, but now I paint over the pupil a little bit. I'll come back and fix that. But I first want to get this darker part of his iris in. The light is coming from the upper left, so that left side of his eye is a little bit in shadow. Now I come back, start with the color. Got a real wide-eyed look. It's so funny, he really looks a lot like my Molly. And she gets that look, and it's like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Just come in and cover that. This is a medium mixture of that combination of colors. And come back, and with my darker, just work this in. And where their irises open and close, and like his pupils are pretty big, and so there's actually a little bit of a fold in the iris. So we'll bring some of that dark part down. This is where I was trained. Originally I went to medical school and got a master's degree in medical illustration, so anatomy is something that's just in my blood, so I learned all this stuff in medical school. And it's come to help me in painting. Now I'm going to take a little smaller brush, and the light comes from the upper left, so it's hitting on the lower right side of his eye. And this is where we get the light hitting on his iris. Like I say, I'll come back and work on that pupil a little bit more. But then this is that same mixture with just more white. And you get that little fold there, and then you get lighter right here. Now I'm going to come back and here. Now we'll come back and we'll fix our iris, or I mean our pupil. Get my terms here correct. And this is going to come up a little bit. His head is cocked just a little bit, so his eyes aren't just totally level. And this is the tough part, is getting those irises. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm tongue twisted here. Getting the pupils the same size, getting them alike. He would have neurological problems if his pupils were different sizes. Okay, so we got that. Let's come back and do a little more work on our iris here. This is a medium tone of that mix. Come back. The light catches that side just a little bit. Got that a little light. Okay, and now here's my dark mixture. Come back and put that shadow in. And then I'm going to do a little light right. It's not my light, it's the medium. Bring that pupil down just a little bit right here. Now we have this is called a transmitted light that's hitting on the iris right here. And what happens is I mentioned that the cornea, the clear covering over the eye, is round. So what happens is the outside of the eye is wet, and so the light hits that wet, clear cornea, and you get a catch light right there, right at the edge of the pupil and the iris. And then it transmits through that clear globe and then hits the iris over here. Now I need to come back. I'm using ivory black here, and ivory black is one of the colors that is not normally found on our double primary palette, but it's a special color that there are specific instances that it's very handy to have. And painting a black cat or a black animal, ivory black is really helpful to have. So I want to bring his lid kind of an angle right here. And then down here I want to smooth this line out. That needs to be more curved. And then on his other eye, I'm going to just brace against the edge of the canvas here. Steady my hand. I have to come back and make a few more little corrections there. Okay, clean my brush. The secret to nice clean color on your canvas is a clean brush. So I use a lot of this tissue and clean my brush out as I work. Now I'll just come and smooth these lines out. It's just a lot of back and forth. Jack always called this pushing and pulling. And then a little light here catches his lid. Probably too bright. Just going to smooth this just a touch. There we go. And that's Hershey's eyes. I thank you for watching my YouTube videos. I really appreciate you following along. Also, I have a blog where I show the step-by-step process of my painting. You can see the painting complete, all the steps from start to finish. The link to my blog is in the description below. It's also on the final frame of my video. You have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Thank you for watching, and just be an encourager. Help somebody. Pass it forward. We've all had people do things for us, so we may not be able to pay them back, but we can help somebody else and pay it forward. So thank you again, and just have a great day.